What's up, y'all? And welcome to what is this? The second live of the day. Oh, Maxwell. Now look, y'all. Maxwell, um, the R&B singer. For those of you who may not know who Maxwell is, a big part of establishing like what was called the neo soul movement, with artists like D'Angelo, Maxwell, Jill Scott, Erica Badu, Bilal. It's just, yeah, Floetry, all of that goodness. Well, I have been a super fan of Maxwell for a very, very, very long time. In fact, I would say only up until probably the last maybe last, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 years, maybe. Maxwell was the artist who I had seen in concert the most. So I have a few artists that I've seen more than once, but Maxwell was at the tip top of the list of the artists that I had seen most. He's now been surpassed though by Beyonce. hmm But saying all that just to say that when I tell you I love Maxwell, I love Maxwell. I love his music. He in his music that he made, the song that kind of took me out of my Maxwell vibe was the song he made, Lake by the Ocean. And I was just like, I'm not really feeling it. You know, when you love an artist and you're not feeling a song that they release, but you're trying your damnedest to feel it because you love the artist so much. That's what I was trying to do with Lake by the Ocean. I never got there. So, all that being said, Maxwell has given me enough, okay, with all of the, this woman's work, fortunate, whatever, 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 um, pretty wings, on and on. He's given me enough where I'm gonna always be a Maxwell fan. And as artists get older and as we get older, I think sometimes we don't see things, I think the fact that I have a 19-year-old daughter may help expedite me seeing things. Because, it's nothing like a teenage kid or a young adult kid to let you know that what you're doing ain't cool. What you're doing is not cool. So I was scrolling on social media and I saw this kid who had done this video of Maxwell, like him dancing. And I'm like, where is that coming from? Right. And so I said, let me see. It's Maxwell out here cutting up. What exactly is Maxwell doing? And just so you know, and this is more so for the people who don't know, because if you're in my generation, you very well know who Maxwell is. Your parents, if you're younger, like your parents are, I'm assuming, had Maxwell playing somewhere around the crib, so we know who Maxwell is. But Maxwell is definitely in that stage where he would be considered an unk. But when I saw these videos, I'm like, oh my god, he is so giving unk energy. And that is something just interesting to see because, Maxwell forever was just a heartthrob. So it's just kind of like, I know everybody has to get older, but I'm just like, oh. And I have no beef with the whole auntie thing like some do. I don't mind if people call me auntie. My daughter, like I said, she's 19. A lot of her friends just call me Mama Sandy. I have no issue with any of that. But it is still hard to see your heart throb go from the heartthrob to whatever. What is this that Maxwell is doing on this stage? And let me just get to the videos before let me just share it with y'all. And I think what I'll go to first is the video that I saw on social media that made me say, let me go see what Maxwell doing out here. Is he out here cutting up? What is he doing? Okay, but this picture here, this is what I'm talking about. When we fell in love with Maxwell back in the day, this is what Maxwell was giving. Okay. Later on, he went to this little shortcut look right here, and we were cool with that too. We were cool with that. He's still giving right there. Okay. Then when he went over here, what was this, a couple of years ago he was doing this dance challenge. We didn't understand why. But we were even okay with that because it was still giving. Okay. It was different, but it was still giving. So I'm scrolling on social media, minding my business, and I see this young person post this video. And when I saw that, I was like, okay, so what was it? These kids just out here, maybe they're just discovering Maxwell, and maybe they're just doing some funny video about it, whatever. But something told me, girl, go check on your man and make sure what Maxwell is Maxwell out here cutting up. What is Maxwell out here cutting up? And lo and behold, Maxwell, along with a couple of other unks, we're gonna get into that. But Maxwell's out here cutting up. So let's just see what Maxwell is up to these days. Dreams are waiting, summers are saying, now still okay now. And let me just say, Maxwell still has that voice. I still love that voice. But I love the fact that he did the SoundCloud version of his music mixed up with the Beyonce song. But 16 Carriages and Fortunate smashed up, which I love. But yeah, what is this right here? What is this right here? Now, and I'm gonna tell you now, Maxwell has never Max what the what is see now this is that uncle energy. Well, you'd be like, come on here and sit down, or just go ahead on and enjoy yourself. But I still am just processing Heartthrob Maxwell to whatever this stage of life is for him, right? I just cause no, just no. And here's another one. Let's see. I'm gonna use a little sound. Hopefully YouTube won't cut me off. But let's see. Can't get out of his shirt. Y'all ready to sing along? Now, the one thing I do appreciate, okay, is that Maxwell seems to be having a good time. And that I love. Okay. I love that he looks like he's having a good time. But I'm not really sure what I'm seeing here. Maxwell also looks like he might not have on some undergarments. Y'all see what I'm okay. I'll just I mean, I can't help but notice it. It's just right there. Okay. But man couldn't get out of his shirt. He looked like he's in pretty decent shape though, but I just don't this is one of the things. Because this happened with a guy I could think of back in my high school days. It was this guy named Jerry. I'm not going to say his last name. Jerry was the finest black boy in our high school. And we were both on the band, and I can remember just being in the band room, just staring at this boy because he was just a beautiful boy, gorgeous. I remember one time he said, "What you staring at?" I was like, "Nothing." Staring at you, Jerry, because you're just so, oh my God. Fast forward many, many, many years later, I run into Jerry when I'm back home visiting my mom at the convenience store. And when I tell y'all, Jerry was not giving any of that had me staring at him in the band room like a damn stalker. He wasn't giving any of that energy. When I tell you Jerry's hairline had reached the back of his neck almost, and he looked like he had had a hard life. But none of that fineness, none of that was there at all. None of it. I mean, none of it. So when I'm looking at Maxwell, Maxwell is still a good looking man, but he's starting to get on that slope to me of either you're going to age well or it's going to become something else. Now, I don't think he's going to get as bad as Jerry. But you know how some men age with that? They still look suave. They look, fine. I don't know if that's what's going to happen here with Maxwell. But nevertheless, it's just becoming something different. So when I looked at some of the other clips, so this was him a couple of years ago. You know, the whole thing on TikTok, there was a dance challenge. Now he was still looking like kind of closer to himself here, and he was doing his little dance challenge, and people were like, well, people made it a dance challenge. But yeah, I don't know what's happening. And so when I went down here, and let me see, there's another clip of him down here. Okay. Here he goes dancing at another show. What is y'all what is why is he giving me Jerome in the house? What is this? Now, like I said in my caption, Maxwell has never been known as dancing. He's always been a little quirky, you know what I mean? So some of the quirkiness, I would have no problem with that. But what is all of this? What what is that? What is that? What are you doing, Maxwell? And what's up with these clothes that Maxwell is wearing? Let me tell you something. Maxwell, back in the day, of course, he was on that neo soul vibe. So he gave that aesthetic, from beanies to the hair to the, the kind of natural kind of gear that goes with that whole neo soul vibe, right? But even as he got older and when he went to like suits, right, he was still, you could tell they were tailored to fit him. It was still sharp. I don't know what this is because in addition to what he has on here, I've seen other photos of Maxwell where it's like he's going back getting some of the old time like Steve Harvey suits and long jackets but I'm just like, I don't know what's going on. And I just, I I just don't know what's happening. What's happening? So let's see. And I think there was, maybe this is another one here. Let's see if I can play the music a little bit. What? Y'all, like I said, what in the Fraggle Rock is going on here? What is up with all of this? Since when did Maxwell start doing all of this? Maxwell does not do all of this. Since when does Maxwell do all of this? When? So you have that, right? And then, so as I was looking at, these videos that's becoming a thing on TikTok with him dancing, and more than one young person is imitating him dancing. Then I started seeing videos of other, what I guess you would call unks, kind of doing the same, kind of like what you're doing. So here we have Anthony Hamilton. Let's see if we can listen to him a little bit. I just don't know what's going on. I just don't know what's going on. I don't know. Are these people like, have they gotten older and they're inspired? Are they trying to bring some Beyonce to the stage? And so now they're doing all this like, I, it's funny, y'all. It's not anything like, oh my God, but it's just funny to me because I'm not accustomed to seeing these people do this. Like, okay, what is happening right now? And it looks a little weird. Now I think Anthony Hamilton actually pulled off his dance break a little bit better than what Maxwell did, but it's still just a little like, are y'all okay? And then I saw the one with Kenny Lattimore. Let me, y'all, what's going on? I don't know. Like someone put here said Kenny Lattimore out here trying to keep up with Genuine and Maxwell in the Unk Olympics. It is giving that. It is very much giving Unk Olympics. Very much giving Unk Olympics. And then of course, okay, so we got Maxwell, we got Anthony Hamilton out here showing out, we got Kenny Lattimore out here showing out, and then let's go back. That was Johnny at the beginning, Johnny Gill. Yeah, what's going on? What is going on? And of course, Genuine. I don't know what's going on with the unks out there, but they are on something. I don't know. I mean, hey, hats off to having a good time. But I just gotta say, I just gotta say, maybe it's the seeing the people you used to think were like, well, I never thought Johnny Gill was like fine. But he was he was okay. And never looked at Anthony Hamilton that way at all, and neither Kenny Lattimore. So for me, out of all these guys that I've mentioned and that I've shown you clips of, for me, Maxwell is really the one. Maxwell, when I tell you I love Maxwell. And like I said, I'm not the music, of course. The music, of course, but this man was fine. So it's kind of challenging. It's so challenging to see Maxwell out here like whatever this is. What I don't know. What in the Fraggle Rock is going on? Oh my goodness. But I guess there could be worse things, right? There are worse things, right? But I just had to share this video because I know some of you on my channel, some of you who might come across this video, there are other people out there who are Maxwell lovers still of his music, especially the stuff that got us hooked in the beginning. That has nothing to do with whatever that's going on with him right now. But I'm sure that there are others out there like me who think about how fine this man was and what you used to think and feel when you would see him on the stage. And now we have like this right here going on. And it's just different. It's just different. It's an adjustment. It's an adjustment. But having said all of that, I want to have whatever good time Maxwell appears to be having out here. These are the good times I also want to have. Now, I don't want to be out here dancing like this because, like I said, my 19-year-old will tell me, girl, mm-mm. But he looks like he's enjoying life. So that's a good thing. But I want a 007 Suave Maxwell. You know what I mean? He couldn't get out of his shirt, his jacket. It just Until next time. Bye, y'all.